Hi class, I am Allison, and before I present my poem to you, I wanted to answer the question of why I chose this poem. And in short, I chose this poem in an effort to keep things simple because picking favorites is not something that I do. It's not that I don't have preferences, it's that it changes based on my mood and my circumstance. So immediately upon being tasked with picking my favorite poem, I worried about picking something that's unique. I thought I'd pick something very somber in tone that uses a lot of powerful imagery, expresses emotion, almost tortured artist, bleeding heart vibes. Then, if I didn't pick that, I thought I'd pick something light and airy, like a limerick, something funny that is revealing and clever. And in the end, I chose a poem that resonated deeply with me, but is very straightforward and simple. So without further ado, What Life Should Be by Pat Fleming. To learn while still a child what this life is meant to be, to know it goes beyond myself, it's so much more than me. To overcome the tragedies, to survive the hardest times, to face those moments filled with pain and still manage to be kind. To fight for those who can't themselves, to always share my light with those who wander in the dark, to love with all my might. To still stand up with courage, though standing on my own, to still get up and face each day, even when I feel alone. To try to understand the ones that no one cares to know, and make them feel some value when the world has let them go. To be an anchor, strong and true, that person loyal to the end. To be a constant source of hope to my family and my friends. To live a life of decency, to share my heart and soul, to always say I'm sorry when I've harmed both friend and foe. To be proud of whom I've tried to be and this life I chose to live, to make the most of every day by giving all I have to give. To me, that's what this life should be. To me, that's what it's for. To take what God has given me and make it so much more. To live a life that matters, to be someone of great worth, to love and be loved in return, and make my mark on earth. So that was my choice. As you can see, very straightforward. There's no characters, there's no imagery, there's not like similes, metaphors, there's not a whole lot of fluff. It's straightforward. The speaker is the author or myself, the reader. I guess I'm the speaker in this case, definitely. But it really resonated with me and it spoke to the values that I was raised with. One of the first values my mom instilled in me was tolerance. She always reminded me, you never know what someone goes home to. As a kid, she'd encourage me to interact with the homeless and disabled and those from other cultures and races. She taught me that it's okay to ask questions about things I'm unfamiliar with and that is better than assuming. My mom was a bus driver, so she knew a lot about the happenings in our town. She encouraged me to stand up for anyone getting picked on, but not to bully back. She'd say, you never know why a bully is a bully, but it's probably because they need a friend or a hug. She taught me to see both sides of the human experience, that we all make mistakes and all we can do is get up each day and try our best. She taught me to reject shame and that we all have our wins and losses, and sometimes standing alone is leading by example. She taught me that what's right for me is not right for everyone, and that doesn't mean that they're wrong, and vice versa. I found myself in situations where I felt uncomfortable, and all it takes is seeing someone else embracing something to know that it's safe for me to too. I catch a lot of live music, and when I see someone dancing all crazy, expressing themselves unashamedly, I can't help but smile and think they're killing it. I applaud them for simply embracing the moment and disregarding how they'll look or what others will think. Then I know it's safe for me to dance too, even if I'm not any good either. I relate to this poem because we all have those people for ourselves and are that person for others. This poem makes me feel hopeful, proud, and grateful. It also makes me feel less alone and less afraid for the future. We all face struggles and adversity in our lives, and it's often lost how proud we should be of our continued efforts to do and be better for ourselves and others. No matter how many mistakes we make, we can always come back better than before. It's easy to get caught in these cycles of self-loathing, telling ourselves, how many tries until I give up, or maybe career success, finding love, etc. just isn't for me. The beauty of the human experience is being able to find comfort and inspiration in others. There is always going to be good and bad in this world, but the good will always greatly surpass the bad. Sharing yourself and your light with the world is one of the most important things you'll do. Not for yourself, but for others. It doesn't matter how many times you're knocked down, face rejection, or are set back. All you can do is get up each day and try your best. You never know who is cheering you on and thinking, if they can do it, so can I. So that was my choice, What Life Should Be by Pat Fleming. I am looking forward to seeing what you guys hear about it, and I wouldn't be surprised if someone else picked this poem as well, because sometimes being unique is not as important as remaining true to yourself.